Hello, this is Jenn and I'm really excited to dig in today on the topic of do you need to hire the right support person for your business but don't know where to start? And I will be digging into a mindset quiz and just sharing with you some information. I realize I look like I have propellers on my head, so that's part of the adventure. I just wanted to share a little bit about the spiritual adventure of being in business. And I believe being in business is as much an emotional and spiritual journey as it is a physical, real world, step-by-step journey. And I wanted to share a little bit about my experience and my background. Hi, I'm getting lots of waves. When I started my business many moons ago, I had a lot of fears and I had a lot of doubts. And one thing that I certainly didn't think I deserved was a support person, a support team, a support system. And maybe it's because I wasn't raised by entrepreneurs, but I was programmed to believe that if I was pursuing my goals and my dreams, then it was kind of selfish. It was kind of like like something not only a little bit selfish, but something that you had to do on your own, right? Because there's so much programming around being a lone wolf, doing it on your own and making it happen yourself. And so I went into starting a business many moons ago with the belief that not only did I have to do it myself, but that I was weak somehow if I needed help, right? And so that led me down a very unfun, unhealthy road of believing to run a successful business I had to do everything myself. And what led me to being a workaholic in the sense that I felt like I had to do everything myself. I felt like, if I wanted help, there was something wrong with me because I should be able to do everything. I should just be like Superwoman. And so I just really got to a point where I was working so hard that I wasn't like taking breaks when my body was telling me it was time to go to the bathroom or eat food, and it was this crazy drive. But what was happening was I was breaking trust with myself around trusting myself with my health and my body because I was so committed to the mission of helping people and growing my business to help people that I didn't know how to take care of myself. And like I said, the programming was all about that I got growing up was that it was kind of selfish to want help. You should be able to do it all yourself, right? And, I made myself sick. I worked so hard, and I made myself sick because I just didn't think I deserved help, didn't know how to get help. And there were just so many pieces of it. And sometimes when you're so busy, you can't even imagine taking the time to get help because you're just so busy, right? And I had some of my business friends, and you know who you are, do a bit of an intervention with me and say, Jen, you have such a big vision and you're so buried in the day-to-day details of running your business, and you deserve help. And I was like, oh my God, what? I deserve help? And this really good business friendship intervention, I had some friends be like, you need to get a support person. You need to get a support team. You should not be doing everything. And it took me a while to realize, to really wrap my brain around the fact that just because it was my business, it didn't mean that I had to do absolutely every part of the business, right? And so, I finally relaxed into the reality that I had to be not a solopreneur, but an entrepreneur, and get a bunch of intrapreneurs or superstar support people to help me. Because what I discovered was that there was that once I really listened to my friends who did this kind of like, you're working too hard and you're gonna burn out. Because what happens when we work so hard in our business, we have so much love for our business, but when we work so hard in it and we don't have a life anymore, then there's a part of us that just wants to cut and run, right? And so it's confusing when you have this vision and this mission and it's exhausting you and making you sick. And that's what was going on with me. So I committed to opening up to developing the mindset and the structure of allowing myself to get support. And that was a huge, like, you know, aha for me to just admit that I couldn't keep going the way I was going. I couldn't keep being everybody in my business. I couldn't keep being a solopreneur, meaning I'm the only one that touches everything, you know, and really, you know, opportunities were falling through the cracks, you know, and that's what happens when you don't have any help and you don't have any support. And so I went on the journey, my hero's journey, to discover, you know, how to not only feel like I deserve support, but find that support, do the mindset work of that, do the structural work of that. And I did, and I really learned how to reset my mind and how to find help and find support. And I did find help and I did find support, and it absolutely changed my life. And it changed my life from a life where it's like I pursued my dreams and goals and then I made myself a little stress prison because I wouldn't allow myself to have help. And it really was, I was able to transform my life by getting help and getting support. Because once you start making the money that you want to make, what happens is that your business is really fulfilling, but then, you know, there's other parts of you that want to have a life. There's other creative projects or spending time with your family. And that's what happened to me once I found really my superstar support person. And some of you might know her if you're on my list. Her name is Ariel. And I believe that everybody deserves an Ariel. So I went through the process of discovering how to find a support person, and I found an incredible support person that's been with me for probably, I think it's 6 years. And the powerful thing about it is that there's this belief that nobody's gonna wanna do the stuff you don't love to do because you don't love it. But there are people out there that are equal opposites of you. People that are lunatics for all the stuff that you don't like. And like Ariel is my equal opposite. She's excellent at everything I'm not excellent at, and we are an amazing team. And really, she's an entrepreneur. You know, we want to find people who it's their mission to be a part of your mission. You know, and since I started working with Ariel, and Ariel's responsible for helping me find any other team members. I have a webinar coming up where I go a lot deeper into it called How to Make More Money and Attract More Clients by finally hiring the right support people. And you can find out more about it by going to jennaugust.com/hiring-success. And I'll even ask Ariel to type it in because she's here with me. Hi, Ariel. Jenn2nsaugust.com hiring-success. You know, what I discovered was when I first started hiring people before I discovered this system that I'm going to share about on the webinar, I would hire versions of me. I remember one of the first people I hired after the intervention with my friends, you know, that I was like, okay, I need to hire someone. And I hired someone, and she was like, all her strengths were the same strengths as mine. All her weaknesses were the same weaknesses. And I hired her, frankly, because I liked her. We had a fun time together, and we spent a lot of time laughing and having fun and not getting anything done, right? So there's a powerful formula to understanding first who you are, you know, who you are, and really honestly looking at your gifts, your talents, what you're capable of, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, certain things that you really need to be the only one doing it at this point, And so, you know, like I said, growing a business is a spiritual journey. And a big part of having success with your business is being honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself means that, you know, at the beginning of a business, you're wearing all the hats. But there comes a point in your business where you lose money and you lose opportunity and you get burned out by wearing all the hats. So it's about building your business and becoming aware of when it's really time for you to get support, right? And so when I hired that person that was exactly like me, oh boy, did we have a great time, but we didn't get anything done. So that was my first, so before I discovered this hiring system, that was my first experience of like, okay, just because you like someone doesn't mean that they're a good match for your business. And many of you, and you're welcome to type in below and I can answer after, many of you are, that have tried to hire people and it didn't work. And so check out the webinar because I'm going to dig into those important things because, you know, as entrepreneurs, we have lots of patterns that we fall into, people we attract that are not a match for us, and all of these things, right? And so I just want to say that, like, I believe a successful business, of course, is making really good money, and it's making a really good lifestyle for the entrepreneur. Because just because you're making money and reaching a lot of people, if you leave yourself out of the equation, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not treating yourself like a VIP client, it's not really success. It's your own handcrafted prison, which I don't want you to have. And once I got the support of my superstar support person, and it's been years now, it freed me up not only to attract more clients and build a wildly successful international business, but it also gave me the space to be the creative lunatic that I am in all different ways. So, you know, now, you know, my job and my business became, I do the 3 to 5 things that are the most important things for me personally to do. And I have my superstar support person do everything else. So what does that do? That brings in more clients with less time, and it has given me more time to pursue all the other creative projects that I wanted to do, like publishing a children's book, publishing a book on networking, spending more time with family. My mom had some surgery and I got to take a couple weeks off and take care of her. And really, if you're a heart-based entrepreneur that has so much to give and share, it's probably likely you have other gifts and talents that you would like to unfold, right? So the beautiful thing, and what I learned from my experience of discovering how to hire a superstar support person, because when I hired Ariel, I was like, you know, I had clients that are like, I want Ariel, or, you know, I'm like, you can't have Ariel. Ariel and I are a team, but I can teach you how to find a superstar support person. And I realized so many people were hungry for this information and really wanted to learn, you know, how to find that person. And it really is so much more than just a linear journey. It's so much more than, you know, finding someone who can do stuff, right? It's someone who is who sees your light, sees your magic, and believes in your mission, and can show up and support you and see things before, you know, you even see them, right? And so, you know, Ariel and I have been working together for 6 years. So right off the bat, it wasn't like she was, you know, spell checking everything I do. She can write my voice and the way I communicate actually better than me, you know? And when you have that superstar support person, they can handle so many different things. And the right person is the one that loves all the things that you don't love, you know? And that is enrolled and believes in the mission that you are doing with your business, but it's also their mission to be a part of your mission, right? And I remember when I interviewed Ariel, you know, she asked me tons of amazing questions, and she was like, wow, I really believe in what you're about. And not only did she believe in it, but she had all these references and all these skills, and it's kind of like when someone finds their soulmate. Like Ariel is my business soulmate, right? And I believe everybody deserves that business soulmate. There's someone out there, and it might be a group and a team of people that are, divinely appointed to do all the stuff in your business you don't love, but they love it, and they're lunatics for those things. So I did mention that tomorrow, August 23rd at 12 Pacific, 3 Pacific Eastern, I'm going to be sharing with you this information that I will create what my audience asks for. And my audience, I've been teaching my VIP clients for years how to attract their superstar support person or team, but there was so much interest that I decided to, turn it into a webinar and go deep with people in it in a lot of different ways. But the webinar is how to make more money and attract more clients by finally hiring the right support for your business. It's August 23rd, and it's 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. There will be a recording. I know some people have already asked, but you're gonna learn the 5 reasons why most business owners resist getting support, and this is based on research. You're gonna learn how today's successful small business owners grew their businesses from hiring support, and why you should hire support too, because you, my friend, deserve it. Why a superstar support person and not just a VA and not just your neighbor who has some time in their hands. Why your superstar support person is your most important first hire. The red flags that you're about to hire the wrong VA or superstar support person. And secrets to identifying the most important tasks so that when you delegate, you get great results. And I'm going to go over this on the webinar, that there are many different ways to delegate. And a lot of people just hire themselves a brand new headache, someone who's just, needs to be spoon-fed assignments, which you don't have time for, right? So you can go to August.com/hiring-success. And so I want to just talk about mindset today, because I believe that the most successful business owners have a powerful balance of mindset, which is their belief, which is their vision, which is their ability to transform negative fears and doubts and challenges into opportunities, to Aikido, those things from, something that is a roadblock to a stepping stone. And I believe that it's the combination of mindset and the combination of method or structure that creates a powerful, successful, consistently cash flowing business. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about growth mindset. Now, growth mindset is a huge, powerful field. There's a woman named Carol Dweck who just did all this research in classrooms and discovered that there were, mental mindset reasons that blocked people from creating success, blocked kids from creating success in school, blocked entrepreneurs from creating success in their businesses. So I'm going to invite you to take a mindset quiz, and then we'll dig into it, right? So you can go to tinyurl.com, and it's in the description, the mindset quiz, okay? tinyurl.com/the mindset quiz, okay? And I'm going to go through these questions, and the directions for these questions are that you're going to write from 1 to 10 on a piece of paper, and then as I speak, or as you go to the website, on a piece of paper, you're going to put a check next to the statements that you agree with. All right, here we go with the mindset quiz. Number 1, and this is, you're going to put a check next to what you agree with, right? And not what you wish you agreed with or wish you wonder if you should agree with. No one's going to look at it, and the more honest you are with yourself about this quiz, the better it's going to be for you to get this important information, right? Okay, so question number 1. If you agree with this, put a check next to number 1. There are just some things I will never be good at. Okay. Question number 2, if you agree with it, put a check next to this. When I make a mistake, I try to learn from it. Question number 3, put a check next to it if you agree. When others do better than me, I feel threatened. Question number 4, I enjoy getting out of my comfort zone. Put a check next to that for number 4 if you agree. Number 5, when I show others I am smart or talented, I feel successful. Put a check next to number 5 if you agree with that. I feel inspired by the success of others. And put a check next to number 6 if you agree with that. Number 7, I feel good when I can do things others cannot do. Put a check next to number 7 if you agree with that. And number 8, it's possible to change how intelligent you are. Put a check next to number 8 if you agree with that. 9, you shouldn't have to try to be smart. You just are or you aren't. Put a check next to 9 if you agree with that. And 10, I enjoy taking on new challenges or tasks which I am unfamiliar with. So, if you have gone to tinyurl.com/themindsetquiz, you can scroll down and we can calculate your results. If you're not in a situation where you can do that, let's first talk about, let's first get your results. The odd numbers indicate a fixed mindset. We're going to talk about what that is in a moment. The even numbers indicate, the odd numbers indicate a fixed mindset. The even numbers indicate a growth mindset, okay? So now let's learn about what that is. A growth mindset assumes that intelligence and other qualities, abilities, and talents can be developed with effort, learning, and dedication. Let me read that again. A growth mindset assumes that intelligence and other qualities, abilities, and talents can be developed with effort, learning, and dedication. The fixed mindset assumes that intelligence and other qualities, abilities, and talents are fixed traits and cannot be significantly developed. So, what does discovering your mindset have to do with hiring a support person or team? Well, I'll tell you. We have lots of ideas about ourselves. Some of them are true, and some of them really, are just authentically true, and some of them are beliefs that are just not true, but we're running our lives based on them, and let me give you an example. So, for example, I grew up being told that I wasn't smart, so I didn't believe I was smart. And what happened was, and then I grew up in a household where my dad was a rageaholic, and if I made a mistake, I would get in trouble. Sometimes I'd even get hit. And so what happened to my mindset was, first of all, it wasn't safe to make a mistake, right? It wasn't safe for me to not know something. I had to know the answer to be safe, right? And then also my belief that I inherited from people saying that I wasn't smart, and that I was dumb, meant that if I spoke in front of a classroom when I was little, and said the wrong answer, then people would know I wasn't smart, right? And so a fixed mindset is a belief that, like I got the message that I wasn't smart, and a lot of people did get that message, that your intelligence and your abilities are fixed. You're either born brilliant and amazing and have everything you ever need, or you're born without everything and everything's always gonna suck, right? Which is very extreme. Now, Carol Dweck, who discovered the growth of the fixed mindset, now this warms my heart. They did this research and these studies where there were kids in a very low income environment, and they trained them on growth mindset, and when I dig in with people on all of this stuff, we go into mindset stuff deeply, but they train them on growth mindset. And the growth mindset is the belief that if you have to try and put effort in, then your brain and your mind is growing and you're getting more intelligent, which now that they can do neuroimaging, they've proven it, that when you make mistakes, when you put effort, and when you try, your brain grows and you become more intelligent. Like, the belief that we're just either, stuck, not smart is a total lie. There's no such thing as dumb. It's just a brain that's not being exercised, and when you have to honestly look at yourself and say, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? What can I develop? What do I really need to delegate when it comes to growing your business? Sometimes you have to be really honest with, is this just a belief that I can't, or I really, 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 really can't, and it's not in my highest good that I take this task on in my business? But Carol Dweck did these powerful studies where there were kids in a lower income environment where their scores were terrible, and then she studied these kids in a very expensive area where their scores were, much better. And then she taught the low income students the growth mindset, which is to believe that effort and trying and making mistakes is good. And what she discovered was that these kids in the lower income environment started outperforming the kids that had all the privileges and, the best schools and the best teachers, which means that, we can really close the achievement gap teaching people about mindset. And when it comes to growing your business, I invite you to think about, what do I believe about myself that might not be true, that might be blocking me from creating success, that might be blocking me from creating the business that I long to. And really, when you take an honest look at yourself and take an honest look at what you need for your business, it changes so many important things, right? And that's why I want to invite you to my webinar tomorrow, August 23rd, 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, how to make more money and attract more clients by finally hiring the right support for your business. Like I said, we're going to go over the 5 reasons why most business owners resist getting support. You'll definitely see yourself in that. How today's successful businesses grew from hiring support, and why you should really consider hiring too. Why a superstar support person is your business's most important first hire. Red flags you're about to hire the wrong person, and secrets to identifying the most important tasks so that when you delegate, you get great results. And like I said, you can go and sign up to get on this webinar, jennaugust.com, Jenn 2 N's, August like the month, /hiring-success. And for those of you who might have just joined, I really recommend that you check out the mindset quiz. And the mindset quiz is at tinyurl.com/the-mindset-quiz. It will really help you take a look at whether you have a growth mindset, which is, I believe I can grow my intelligence. And in fact, we can continue to grow our intelligence until the very day we die. And who knows, maybe after. Versus a fixed mindset, which is I'm stuck this way. So like I started this whole Facebook Live by saying that growing a business is a spiritual path. We have to look at who we really are. We have to listen to our mission, and we want to relinquish control of every molecule of our business by finding a superstar support person or team. And I'm so excited to share this information with you tomorrow. So join me, share it on Facebook or share it with friends. I dig into some really powerful information, and just know that you deserve help, you deserve support, not just any kind of help, the help that helps you catapult your business to the next level, and also helps you catapult your lifestyle to the next level, meaning you have more time to rest, you have more time to relax, you have more time to pursue travel, creative projects, spending time with family, and you deserve it. I can't wait to share with you all that I have to share tomorrow on the webinar, and you can see all the details at jennaugust.com/hiring-success. Is that right? Hiring success, beautiful. Jenn 2 N's like the month. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome day.